Hey, thank you for joining me. I'm Juan. So I want to talk about RBOT. And this video is kind of just a preview of videos that are about to come. So when RBOT dropped below 1050, I did a video. I mentioned some of the features and why I'm so excited. And it's actually one of my highest conviction stocks, and mentioned why you have to jump in this now. This company is going to change the way robotic surgery is done. They're already recognized. They're recognized by the FDA. That's why the FDA granted them breakthrough. They're recognized by Bill Gates. He's invested. They're recognized by Jerry Yang, Yahoo founder, Eric Schmitz, former CEO of Google. Not only are they being recognized by major investors, they're also now getting higher evaluations by analysts. They also won Company of the Year at the New England Venture Capital Association. So there's a lot to love about this company. And the biggest question is, what is the big difference between RBOT and legacy? Okay, so the first thing is the size of the actual machine. The legacy, the Da Vinci, it can't be used for every surgery because it's so large. It takes a long time to set up, to clean up. There's a lot of man hours behind it. But this is a portable, quick device. One of the biggest risk factors to surgeries are the incision. The Da Vinci right now, 2.5 centimeters. This will be 1.5 centimeters. The risk factor associated with 2.5 centimeters is 8.4%, and with 1.5 it drops down to 1.4%. So once the legacy, the Da Vinci works in, once the incision starts and they're inside the abdomen, this is the limited working space that the device has, because the way that the Da Vinci is set up, it's a long arm, and then it has the wrist motion, and it can go kind of like four degrees type, or four type rotation with the wrist motion, right? If they get into the abdomen and for whatever reason there's some issues where they can't reach wherever the surgery has to be done, or whatever reason their initial incision wasn't as accurate, or there's some sort of anatomy issues, or whatever it is, they have to redock and do another incision. With ROBT, the Vicarious Surgical device, they can go inside, right? And instead of just having that wrist movement, it's the whole elbow movement now. It's a whole elbow movement. So you can go right, left, over something. It's having that robotic arm inside of the abdomen. When this robot is in there, it's not just the arm and wrist movement like this inside the abdomen, limiting their ability to move, and sometimes having them have to exit that wound and redock and enter through another wound. So there's nothing like this in the market. Just for that feature alone, that excites me. And right now, the only market that they're addressing as far as surgery is abdomen surgeries. That's why this is a big long-term play. They're jumping into the abdomen surgery, which there's over 30 plus million abdominal surgeries a year. So there's a large addressable market, and that's just their start. I thought about this yesterday. I'm comparing this company to, just imagine when people rode on horses, right? And the first car was invented. Okay, the first car was invented. The Da Vinci is the first car. Nothing like it. You know, whatever the first car ever used, there was nothing like it. Now you can save days of travel. And the Da Vinci, they have generations and generations, and they've upgraded the Da Vinci, and they have a few different models. And I would compare that to whenever the first car was able to go 80 miles per hour or 100 miles per hour. The Da Vinci's amazing, right? But the car can go fast like an old station wagon, but it only drives manually, and steering, there's no power steering. This jump from no power steering to manual, to me, as far as abdominal surgery, the Vicarious it's a Tesla coming in, just totally changing the way you can do abdominal surgery. Is that big of a contrast to me, in my opinion. And that's just one feature that I'm talking about. I'm not even mentioning the VR capability, the ability to control it and move your head and look around with your eyes, which all that is going to cut the training by so much. The Da Vinci requires a lot of training. This is going to cut the training and be available to surgeons a lot quicker. So again, this is the one incision here, the two arms go in, cameras in there, all through this little hole, which is that 1.5 centimeter trocar. It goes in, and then once it's in there, this is what's inside the actual body cavity. All this freedom of movement. You got the actuators, and that allows that elbow movement, as opposed to traditional robotic surgery would be a straight arm and just this wrist movement, as opposed to this. It's a big deal. It's a really big deal. You see this? It can reach behind you, forward and reach behind. Imagine getting behind in the body cavity in a whole different area. If this was just a straight arm and a wrist, you have to exit and dock again. Like if you had to do something behind the arm, you know, it wouldn't be possible with the, but you know, not saying that this happens all the time. You know, these doctors are experts. They do a ton of research before they do their initial incision, but there can always be some sort of issues or complications that happen once they're in there, that they need that flexibility, that movement that the legacy doesn't offer. And see, this it's just portable. It can move anywhere. You can have this in a surgical center. You can have this in one room one day, and then another surgery room another day. So this is why I say it's a long-term play here. Their FDA approval, they're not even expecting it till 2023. This is nothing to be worried about. This is you should be more excited. I mean, already the end of 2021, it's already going to be 2022. They already have FDA breakthrough, and they want to take their time because they want to make sure when they do get the FDA approval, they're ready for anything that comes their way. And this is what I was talking about here, but I'm not going to get too deep into this because I'm going to have multiple videos coming up and just breaking down the type of surgeries they're able to do, give examples of how different they can do certain surgeries and save money and make the hospital money also initially, also save the patient from the issues that come with incisional hernia repair, where they wrap the hernia up with kind of like this mesh, but there's usually like a 20% chance that mesh doesn't hold up between the abdominal wall, and then that patient's going to need either surgery again or just live with the hernia pain. And that's just one example, but this is the last slide I just want to show. I said 31 million. There's 39 million abdominal procedures, and it's $136 billion addressable market. It's a lot to be excited about. There's nothing like it. And I gave that example of them coming in and being like the Tesla, but that doesn't mean that they're going to be free from competition, right? Like look at Tesla there's Lucid and Rivian, I guess, and there's a lot of other EV companies that are coming out. So they're going to have competition. But I think right now, the way they're coming in with the support that they're coming in with, the Bill Gates names and the Yang, Yahoo founder and Google and all these different companies that are invested in them, not Google, former CEO of Google, they're going to have that Tesla name. They're going to have that they're going to be Vicarious Surgical. They're leaps ahead, the same way Tesla's leaps ahead of a lot of the other EV companies. And this was the headline that just came out on the 6th. Vicarious Surgical wins MedTech Powerhouse Company of the Year at New England Venture Capital Associates 2021 Nevy Awards. I was so excited when they dropped to $10 and made the video, because I felt like getting in that price is so safe. Like there's so many people that have to be wrong now. If so many smart people that have to be wrong if this company doesn't work out, from Bill Gates to Yahoo founder to a former CEO of Google to other big investors, they all have to be wrong. There's a lot of people that have to be wrong, and I just don't think that many people are going to be wrong. Then this just came out this morning, and this is the reason I made this video, because they came out on the news and it was moving pre-market. Another analyst announces a price target of $15. Imagine when they get FDA approval and they can actually start selling these products. Then at that point, you can get a more accurate price target. And on another quick news headline that just came out this morning, SMLR shares could be 48% below their intrinsic value estimate. I've been talking about this stock about 7 months ago, did a video with Tom Nash on this stock. And this, if you read this you can watch the Tom Nash video. I gave a price target of 180. They gave a price target of 184. Now, this is, though, I will say that this is simply Wall Street. This is like an automated DCF. So I I don't really give too much weight to these automated DCFs, but this is a positive sign. This is good to see. At least there's an article. It should bring more interest and curiosity to the stock. So that was just a quick video on RBOT. I'm going to be doing more. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe, comment, and like, and see you on the next video. Thank you.